How's it going, mates? Andrew B here, and today I'm just giving you my honest opinions on the latest Spider-Man game. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, I love this game. It is the most fun Spider-Man game I've ever played. It does sort of remind me a little bit of Prototype. I don't know if any of you remember Prototype from like 5-6 years ago, maybe more. But it does remind me a little bit of that. Now, the thing I like about Spider-Man is the world is so big. My first time playing this game, I literally spent the first 3 hours just swinging around New York and exploring. The second thing I did, of course, with any Spider-Man game is run up the Empire State Building and front flip off it and plummet to my death. No, just kidding, you just land superhero style. But it's the best web swinging mechanic I've ever seen apart from Spider-Man 2. There is just so much to do in this game. You're always going to have something to do, whether it's clearing a base, doing a research station, or the side missions, the campaign. It is really just so much to do, and I just love it. Now, there's all been that controversy where the game has been downgraded. I mean, I'm playing on the original PS4 when it first came out, and I think the game looks amazing. I don't know if it looks better on PS4 Pro. Unfortunately, I don't have a PlayStation 4 Pro, so I've got the PS4, the original, and it looks phenomenal. I don't see any downgrading from the E3 trailer I saw back when they were first announced. But going on with the things you can do in this, so you can stop random crime from happening. There's a lot of that, sometimes a bit too much, but there's a lot. There's also research stations where you can go and do some things to get research tokens and whatnot. Now, all these tokens you get, so there's research tokens, base tokens, crime tokens, and other tokens. They're all to upgrade your equipment and your suits. Now, there are a lot of suits in this. I will be doing a separate video on all the suits and their associated powers, but as you can tell in the gameplay I've uploaded with this audio, I'm using the negative suit. I'm quite fond of this suit. I think it looks good. Not to say that the suit that everyone knows on the cover isn't good. I prefer this negative suit. So, that's just my opinion. You can have your own favourite, but there are a lot of suits, and I will be going on a separate video on explaining them all and what I think of all of them. Now, again, with the equipment upgrade, now it's not entirely necessary to upgrade all the equipment, because you're well off without them. I mean, through my whole playthrough, and I have just recently finished the game, I don't think I rarely used the equipment, because I didn't feel the need for it. But your experience may differ from mine. So, but apart from the equipment, you can also get a bunch of skills. Some to help your traversal around New York, others to help you combat, and I think there's another one, but I forgot what it was. I'm sorry. But yeah, the campaign. I'm going to talk a little bit about the campaign. I'm not going to give away any spoilers. That's why I didn't upload any campaign gameplay. But the campaign was a really good campaign. It introduces an older version of Peter, as we both know, or Spider-Man, but it also brings back some old villains that people will know if you've read the comics, and there's even villains they're originally from the comics, but if kids haven't read the comics, there's also villains from the movie. So there's going to be villains that a lot of people will recognize. So, but apart from the campaign and all that, I just think it's fun. To me, when I play a game, I want a game to be fun. Now, this game, I know this is being cheesy, but it does feel like you are Spider-Man, going around solving all these crimes, helping the police catch criminals, and just web swinging around the city. It makes you really feel like Spider-Man, and I think Insomniac Games did a really good job of that. They captured the essence of Spider-Man, and I am grateful they did because apart from Spider-Man 2, not many game developers have really released a good Spider-Man game. I'm sorry, other game developers, but Insomniac Games is the one that has just tremendously captured essence of Spider-Man. Now, as long as I'm talking about this, but there's a lot of references that Insomniac have included. So there's Avengers Tower, the Wakandan Embassy, UN. So it's if you're a fan of the movies, you're gonna find some things you'll recognize in this game, and I think that's just awesome. Now there are a few things they've changed from the real life version of New York to the game version. Me, I'm an Australian, so I've never actually been to New York, but I do know one thing in New York is this that big golden bull. Like in this, I don't know where it is, but there's a golden bull. They've replaced it with like a golden dog type thing. So I think that's pretty cool. But I I just can't get enough of this game. Now, that's not to say there's not anything wrong with this game, because there are a few things wrong with this game. Nothing major, nothing like they'll put you off playing it. But to me, it's once you've done everything in the game that has to offer, I feel that there's going to be no replayability. Mostly when you play a game, you can replay it eventually, but unfortunately with this one, there's not really much replayability after you've got all the suits, after you've got all the skills and the upgrades and completed everything. I just don't feel there's going to be enough replayability to go back to. So unless they bring out future DLC with more of another campaign or something, I just don't feel like it's going to be replayable. I mean, don't get me wrong, the game is fantastic, and this is just a nitpick on my part, but I like to replay games, and unfortunately, once I've completed everything, I don't think I'm going to go back and replay it. As much as I love the web swinging, as much as I love just running around New York pretending I'm Spider-Man, I just don't think the replayability is there. And that, for me, I would give this game a perfect 10 if I was a game critic, but I'm not a game critic. But if I was, it would be a perfect 10 if there was replayability. But there's just none. And I feel like this game is being let down by that fact. I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed, that they are going to release DLC with more content, because at the moment, once you've completed all the challenges and all the bases and research stations, there's just no replayability. Now, there is a fast travel system in this game. I think I've used it twice in my whole playthrough, and I only really used it because I like the loading screens. The loading screens are hilarious. They're just funny. So, yeah, the fast travel system, I don't know why they would put it in here. I mean, I'd rather, like, I could be at one end of the map and my objective's at the other end of the map, and I will happily take 10 minutes to swing there, because it is just so much fun. And I know fast traveling is quicker, but I'd rather just swing there, because it's just fun. But now, I'm going to wrap this up, because I've rambled on long enough. I found it's kind of starting to feel like I'm a fucking little, feel like a snobby soul, or yeah, I know everything. But I'm going to just wrap this up and say, is this game worth it? Should you pick up this game? If you haven't picked it up, I would highly recommend it. You cannot it is just phenomenal. If you want a throwback, it's good for a Spider-Man game. It's fantastic for a Spider-Man game. It's one of the best superhero games I've ever played. And if you want a reminder, it kind of reminds me of Prototype back in, I think that came out in 2009, as I said before, where you can just run up, do whatever you want. I mean, you can't earn just civilians in this, but yeah, like Prototype. But I would highly recommend this game. It gives you hours of entertainment. It's just fun to pretend you're Spider-Man, swinging around everywhere, and there's a lot of things you can do. But unfortunately for me, that last nitpick is replayability, and I don't think it's there until they release DLC. But I'm going to wrap this up. Recommend this game very much. And thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like down below and leave a comment. And if you're new, subscribe. If not, thank you for watching again. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.